Welcome to our first episode of tonight with the Lost Limbs Foundation Radio Broadcasting Network, also known as Facebook. So hope you're joining us in here, and we're Mike and I are looking forward to spending about an hour with you guys, and we'll talk about some things tonight, and we've got a lot of guests coming up, but tonight was kind of our trial night because um, we just started doing this last night. Basically, it was our experimental. So we're working on it. So I think we got it kind of figured out, but we'll find out. So yeah, what are you scared about, Mike? You don't have to worry about it all. I've got it all here.
I'll put all the work on you.
So,
all the work's on you.
Oh well, That's all right. Not a problem with that. So Mike and I have been talking a bunch over the last couple of weeks, but just so you guys know let them know what you've been up to.
A whole lot of everything. I mean, it's it's been crazy because like events have come back. So we've been doing events, and then so you know how that is. I mean, you've been to most of these that I've been to, and like it's crazy because the hotel has just like, I don't know what's happened, because like there's all kinds of people that are booking now, which is good. I mean, we're grateful because it helps the charity, but man, it's like, I think there's only like 2 Saturdays, I think, left in the rest of this year. So busy.
That's great. Yeah, we got a few people popping in there and throwing some comments, just saying hi to everybody. So
Cool.
appreciate you
Hey,
guys
guys.
jumping in there and saying hi to us and all. And
Yes,
that's cool.
hey.
But yeah, it's kind of fun. Just the first night we've done this. I just got a kind of a shout out here too to this guy here. First off, he's blind, but so with Jay Lynch, but Jay kind of put me in touch. Yeah, Jay's the one that kind of led me down the road with what we're using for StreamYard. So that's great. So we appreciate Jay. You guys kind of give me an idea on what to use with that and how to work it. So we appreciate your help with that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So far, so good. We haven't crashed everything yet, so we're on a streak.
Yeah, my computer hasn't gone down or anything, and haven't sent out any nasty messages to clients or anything. So, that's a plus in itself.
Honestly, I was worried today because, like, I don't know why. I had to leave, and I had to go buy this lights because the light was just really bad in here. But I leave, and then I get this text message saying your power's out, and I'm like, what? So the power's out like 11 o'clock, and then it didn't come back on until 3. And then like now storms are rolling through, so I'm like looking at lightning like outside the windows and stuff. So I'm just like, please don't let it, like, the power go back out again. So yeah, you'll be sitting here in the dark.
Yeah, you'll be sitting there in the dark, and which that's kind of usual anyway. So
that's true.
Although I mean, Crystal's the one who just sits in the dark more than anybody. So, but yeah. So tell them about Michigan. We just got back from there.
Yeah, crazy weekend. It was so much fun. I mean, like, we got to see so many people that we haven't seen. Well, a lot of the people up there we hadn't seen in 2 years. It was a good time, a lot of funny moments and stuff. Like, I've been telling people the Jeff Belanger story, like with the things that happened with him, and like the pictures I've been posting, like, laying under the Ecto one, and some of the craziness that's been going on. But yeah, it was a good time. We got to hang out and see a lot of people that we haven't seen in a long time, and I'm sure you had a blast as well. We were sitting there close together.
So yeah, it was we were right, tables right next to us. I had a chance to talk to Heather Taddy about the whole weekend, so which was kind of fun to sit there and talk to her and about her and Katrina and trying to get some things worked out. And I think we're gonna try to get those two to Ashmore next year together. And I know you talked to Heather about coming out to Rhodes. So
yeah, hopefully we can make all this stuff happen next year, and it'll be a great year. We can get some more events going on and do a lot more stuff next year.
So Andrew mentioned he's got his ticket for Saturday night. Not sure which place that's for. Do you guys have a public going on there? I know that they have USA.
Yeah, we got the public overnight on Friday, and then Saturday is the public investigation from 6 p.m. until 2 a.m., which there are a few more tickets still left for that. If anybody's interested, you can go to rhodeshotel.com.
So, that's cool. Yeah, if you can pick up some tickets to that. And I don't remember what's the cost. Like, how much are the tickets for those? Like 40, something like
40.
that.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah,
I
it's
thought. Yeah.
40.
So,
Mhm.
yep. And we've got the Ghost Hunt USA are doing an event at Ashmore this weekend. We don't have anything to do with it, but we do have a link on our website where you can get tickets to theirs. I think they charge $129 for that event, and it goes from like 9 p.m. until 9 a.m. And you can stay in the building all night too. So that can be a lot of fun too. Spend the night there.
Oh yeah. Speaking of which, what have you had going on? I mean, like you asked me, and I haven't asked you yet. What's been going on with you?
Yeah, kind of the same thing. Just the Michigan, that's a kind of a long drive back, but it's worth it. The 10-hour drive up there. We had a good time with that, and not this past weekend we had they've kind of done it every weekend or every year. Labor Day weekend, Paranormal Task Force comes out and does an event at Ashmore for the weekend. They have a public come in on Saturday night, and then they do a group event with their whole thing comes out on Sunday, and then they take off on Monday morning. So it's a lot of people out there. They have a good time. They have fun. I mean, they have a good time with it. They had some strange experiences this time too. There was multiple people that saw a tall, dark figure around the boiler room area, and storm in there. It sounds like.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like these big flashes of lightning. I'm like looking around.
Boy, Jay didn't tell me this thing comes with sound effects and everything. All right, so. But no, but they had they seen a lot of tall, dark figures quite often, and then one of the guys was walking around during the day, and was he heard somebody tapping on a window, and he looked up and saw somebody stand in the window. He just waved to him, and then he found out later that there was nobody up there at all. There was nobody in the building, so that was kind of freaky. But
Yeah.
yeah, so that was a little different anyway. And in fact, Terry Mosby, who was out, she just popped in there, and Terry was out there all weekend. She was out there from Friday night until Monday morning, and
Oh wow.
yeah, so it was a long weekend, and she had a good time with it. And I know that they had some strange things going on. So, but yeah, that's it. Yeah, Jay, we need to get back up road sometime. You haven't been up there for a while, I don't
Yeah,
think.
yeah, you
So
need to. Yeah, it's
it'd be
been
kind of
quite a
fun.
while. Yeah, definitely. It's been quite a while. Yeah, like going back to the Michigan thing, I have to tell the funny story with this. We didn't have it happen this year, but that was like what, 2 or 3 years ago, I think. It's funny because my sister and I are traveling up there. We're on the interstate, we're just driving, and then we see somebody get on the exit ramp, and we're just like looking, and we keep staring, and then we look at the license plates, and we're like, is that Robbin? And like, what are the odds that we would be somewhere in Michigan and the timing would be perfect to where you get on the exit ramp, like right in front of us in Michigan.
Yep, and this year we were actually about 40 miles apart, so we were almost the same time frame,
Yeah,
same
it's
time frame
close.
again. Yeah, it was like almost the same popped in there together and again. So, yep. So you never know what will happen. Yeah,
Yeah.
Karen mentioned you'll be gonna need a table soon. At least that's a tall table in that room, so
Yeah. Yeah,
it's easy to get underneath of it. So.
Yeah, I got the tall table. I'm in the other part of the room with the tall table tonight. So this is one of my favorite rooms to do this. So everybody's going to probably see me in this room quite often when we do the show. Uh, Maybe I'll wander around eventually at some point.
So yeah, it's easier to do mobile when you got the the laptop or something like that, or your
Yeah.
notebook there. But
Yeah.
so this year with roads, I mean, I can't look at the calendar at times at there, and Crystal she's watching though, isn't she? So I really shouldn't say this, but she does a great job with booking everything and doing things like that. But but what do you guys have going on the rest of the year at roads?
We brought back. Everyone has been asking about the public overnights because remember when we first started doing things here after we took over, the first thing that we started doing was public overnights, and then we kind of stopped doing that, and we just started doing the public investigations. Well, um, we decided to bring back for September, October, and November. There's a Friday night each month that we're doing public overnights again, so people can come in from 6 p.m. until 9 a.m. the next morning, and just do a full overnight investigation. And of course, those tickets are a little higher, but we're only doing one for each room, so there's only 8 tickets total, and they're $75. So that's one fun thing that's coming up. Then we have the public investigations that are it's the public investigations are on the same weekend as the public overnight. So you got Friday public overnight, and then Saturday we have the public investigation. So two separate events on that same weekend. Yeah, and then event wise, like we've got what Chad Lindbergh's coming in. Chad's going to be here on September 24th and 25th, and he's going to do an investigation with us on that Friday night. And there's another investigation we're selling tickets to that Saturday night. And the Earth Day Festival is going on that same weekend, all weekend out here, where they shut the entire town down. And Chad will actually be out there with us that weekend, that Saturday, all day at the table that we have out there, which is you'll be there as well all weekend for that. So, other than that, it's mainly just the public investigations. No big events or anything really so much like scheduled for the rest of this year. But like you said earlier, hopefully next year we'll start doing a lot more.
Right. Yep. And with Chad coming in at the end of this month, we've kept the tickets down. There's only 15 tickets available.
Yeah.
And Saturday night, 13 are already gone. So there's only 2 tickets left. Friday night, there's a handful plus of those left on Friday night. So Friday night's a good night to get them if you want to spend a lot of quality time with Chad. I mean, 15 tickets is small anyway, but on Friday night, it's going to be even probably smaller. They probably, hopefully it sells out, but if it doesn't, they're going to have a good time, with Chad on Friday night. That's for sure.
Oh yeah. Either way, they're going to have a blast, right? So he's always a good time.
Charles Brown put this question out there too, and the what's your opinion on Waverly and Historical Society? A lot of people don't realize that they always thought that Tina and Charlie owned Waverly Hills. They do, but I think they ended up giving it to the Historical Society or turned it over to them with like a huge 99-year lease or something like that. I mean, you might know a little bit more about that, but that's what I was told. It was like a lifetime lease or something like that they leased it to this Historical Society.
I'm not sure. Honestly, it's been quite a while because like when I was involved and was doing the tours and investigations and stuff, that's been years ago. I'm not quite sure what's going on now. From what I hear, it's crazy activity still going on down there, and I don't know where they're at in the remodeling process with things, and I'm not even sure. I know at one time it was supposed to be like converting over to, I think it was like 70 or 80 room hotel at some point. I don't know if that's still the plan or what's going on with that.
Yeah, I know that Tina was no longer really involved with the day-to-day operations of things down there, and that changed. It's probably 6 to 8 months ago or something like that. That changed anyway, and the Historical Society took it over, and I think they kind of did a house cleaning of people down there for the most part, and they're doing things themselves. I don't know if the Historical Society is familiar with the paranormal. I know I did call down and talk to them because Jawan Mass from the Ghost Brothers asked me about doing an event down at Waverly, and I said, "Well, let me check with a couple people that I know." And by the time I was going to check with them, they're no longer involved. And so I just called down to Waverly Hills and talked to them about doing the events. And they said they're willing to do events now, more so than they had been in the past, but they had no idea who the Ghost Brothers were. And that kind of surprised me then, because it's like, wow, I don't think everybody knows everybody in the paranormal, but you kind of know the people that are on TV and everything. But so I'm not sure. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. I don't think the Historical Societies really came out and said what their plans or intentions are. But Waverly Hills is a huge place. It's a big draw every year. So hopefully they do, and hopefully they keep putting the money back in the building, like they've been trying to do or they've been going to do each year. So Charles might have more information on it, or than I do, because I don't really have anything other than a couple of things that I was told, and then talking to one of the gentlemen that from the Historical Society when I was talking about booking those guys.
And you never know. Some of it could be maybe there's some involved that's not so much familiar on the paranormal side. It's more for the historical side of Waverly. Who knows? Maybe that's possible, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know Nick's got an event going on down there this year, which is kind of something they have not done in the past, too much. But they're starting to do some things like in November, down there, so that'll help them too. and doing some things along that line.
Yeah, I did see something earlier about they're not doing the haunted house this year, and they're going to open up dates for investigations and stuff. I did see that listed. I think it was earlier today that I saw that posted.
Huh? Yeah, I didn't realize that. I mean, especially if you're changing owner or not ownership, but changing management, so to speak. And
Yeah,
haunted house is a big. I mean, I ran one of those for years, so I know how much trouble it is and how much time it takes. And doing it with Wayward Hills is just going to take that much more. And
yeah.
doing it down there, so yep, I'm sure that's going to be a tough one to do.
Yeah, even years ago, like my sister and I were going down there, there was, I mean, the lines, the wait was like 2 or 3 hours sometimes to get in. The line would literally wrap around from the front of the building and would go all the way around to the back side of the parking lot, literally almost to the other side of the building. So it was almost wrapped around.
Yeah, with 5 floors, you can take. It's not a matter of like waiting to take like 4 or 6 people at a time. They're probably taking 50 to 100 people in there. Almost at the right after the other. So they can get them through there pretty easily.
Actually, when they were doing that, they only set up the first floor for the haunted house. They never did do like any of the rest
Oh,
of the building, unless they changed that. Back then, I know it was just the first floor. You would start into the front door there, and then you would go to the left and just like work your way all the way back around.
oh, yeah. And from a safety standpoint, that makes sense because anybody that's been
Yeah,
to Waverly knows there's not a lot of lights there, not a lot of
yeah,
electricity in there. So other than the first floor, you probably don't have much electrical whatsoever.
yeah,
So,
yep.
and Jay, you have to get up to Michigan. And anybody that's listening, you got to
Yeah,
go up to Michigan one time. It's a good time. You'll find that a lot of the people are really kind of thinking with paranormal celebrities that they're hard to excuse me, they're hard to talk to and things like that. But they're not like that at all. And especially in Michigan, it's a different situation up there. But I think it's long great.
yeah. I mean, everybody just it's just one big group. I mean, everybody just kind of hangs out and hangs out with everyone, I think, throughout the night and stuff. I mean, I don't know the times I'd bump into people like when we were running around, go play some penny slots and then come back and wander around, talk to people for a while, and then just go do this and that and everything. Everybody just kind of hangs out with everybody after the event closes up for the night.
Yeah, and I don't do a lot of pictures up there, and I regret it every time I leave there. I think I should have got some pictures of some people up there. I don't do it because you get to know these guys so much. They're just kind of like friends, and
Yeah.
you don't take a lot of pictures, but you kind of regret it, especially when you see things like somebody that passed away, like just Chris Sutton recently, and
Yes.
which is it's a tough one. I mean, Chris lives like an hour away from me, and he's up in February here speaking at an event we had. So, and I see Daniel's in there. Daniel and Chris were really good friends, and
Yeah.
that was a tough one. Like he
Yep.
was kind of announced he was sick with cancer, and then before you know it, he was gone.
Yeah. I mean, it seemed like it happened really quick. Yeah, it's sad.
And speaking of it, it's like just pull up Daniel's. He's got his picture with Chris there. And
Hmm.
Daniel, in fact, if you're on there, I need to send you a message anyway. I got a banner that you might want. So but I'll catch up with you a little later, let you know about that. So,
Oh, hey, yeah, he's on there. See the message. Hey, Daniel, what's
yep.
up? Cool, good. All kinds of people in here.
And for those that don't know Daniel owns the Hinsdale House. And if you've never been up to New York, you need to get there to see that place. I haven't been up there myself. Hopefully I can at some point, but we'll get the hold of Daniel. We'll have him on the show sometime, talk about Hinsdale House
Oh yeah,
and what
absolutely.
he's been doing with that. And but yeah, that's a great location from what I'm told with everybody. So you'll want to check that out, and we'll get him on the show at some point just to talk about that and share some information about it.
Yeah, and speaking of locations, like I've been wanting to bring this up, like with things, because you had an incident go on out there, and I think it's one of those things that's kind of important to address because most people, they're respectful of the places and everything, but then once in a while you'll have things that happen like you had. But yeah, I kind of wanted to go like talk a little bit about that and with what happened to you out there that at Ashmore.
So with the which experience with that? Oh, the which one?
The break-in. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. and it's coming up that time of the year where you got to watch it because people start breaking in, and we had that situation a little over a year and a half ago, and it's still being worked on right now. That the 9 people and the assistant state's attorney is going to prosecute the 6 adults, and then they're going to come back with the 3 minors and do some things. So, I get letters almost every other week talking from them telling what's status updates of what's happening, and generally it's trying to find them, or they just blow it off and everything, and sooner or later they'll just toss them in jail and do something with it. But it's kind of tough with these people and what they're thinking about when they break into these locations and cause damage, especially like to the vehicle we had sitting out there for no reason at all. And but we've got cameras just like you have at roads, and it's easy to catch these people when they start breaking into things.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, I had an incident right after we took over. I kind of had an incident to where there were cars here, and I looked out, because a lot of people know now that I stay in that addition. It's in the back. So, and then like if you look out my window in that addition where I'm at, like if you look right out, like not even probably 6 or 7 feet from me is the kitchen window. And I had a night that I was hearing noise out there. I'm like, what's going on? The cameras start going off. So I look outside. At that time, I only had 2 cameras. I only had the one in the dining room facing the side window, the side door, I mean, and then one upstairs facing the stairs. But, I mean, so I look out the window and I see a guy trying to get through the kitchen window. And I'm like, what's going on, And it's like, this is crazy. So then I pull up this camera on the side, look out the side door, and see 2 other guys at the side door and then this window over here by the side door. I'm like, wait a minute. So eventually I scared them off, but like the one guy heard me, and then they come back a little bit later and it's like, all right, maybe it's time to call the cops. And I called them and got them to come out, check it out. Of course, the guys, like they'd already left by then. But yeah, after that, I was like, all right, it's time to get some more cameras. So now they're all over the place in the hallways and watching all the doors and everything.
Yeah, it's amazing. You just can't trust people anymore. They, I mean, just like the people that broke into Ashmore. The funniest thing that they told the detective, when the detective asked, was like, "Didn't you see all the cameras they have in that building?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "What were you thinking about?" He's like, "Oh, we thought they were just there to catch ghosts." And it's like, I couldn't believe it. It's like that was what they thought. So it was just they were just there to catch ghosts. They weren't there to check people or anything like that. So
yeah.
Yeah, Jay said there was a Bigfoot sighting last time he was at Rhodes Hotel.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We'll have to see if Bodine's in the area again, and get him out here on the show, and get him up to Rhodes at some point. And,
yeah, he was lurking around town last time.
Oh yeah. It's I think he, I'm surprised he didn't get. They didn't try to apprehend him up there, but fortunately it's a small town, and by the time that they would have found him, he would have probably been long gone and climbed a tree or went into his third dimension or whatever he does.
Yeah. Yep. It's kind of cool. Like, we have, like the cameras are turned around. So it's like back here. Yeah. Back there, like we have those 2 roads pictures. Like you've got yours in the background and mine's in the background back here.
Well, that big white spot behind me, I've got the perfect picture to put up there. I got the one of Ashmore Estates, actually Terry Mosby gave me, and the Ouija board style from Ashmore, and it's got to go up there, but it's kind of heavy with the frame that I got it in, so I got to make sure that it's supported so it just doesn't fall off the wall behind me at some point.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good. That's an awesome picture. Yeah, I was like, I know you said something about putting that up here pretty soon. So that'll be cool when that's up.
Crystal, I'm not sure if you can record it, but I do know that it'll be saved to the Facebook pages at the end of the night. It'll all get saved out there. So it'll all pop on there, as well. And, yep, Terry's going to be up there. She's going to be up there with you Halloween weekend.
Okay, cool. Good deal. Yeah, I should be here. There's nothing going on, I think, that weekend, so I should be home.
Yep, they booked the place for Halloween. I think Halloween night or something like that. So
okay.
So yeah, so Terry and Deb and Holly will be up there, and Terry will scare them away. She's done that before. I think she scared the heck out of Hannah. I think one night when she was, she saw her out there wandering around. So she was out by the trailer. It was late morning or something like that. So I think she scared the heck out of Hannah one day.
Like speaking of scaring people, I have, you know how we have the hidden door back there. Anybody that's been here, we have the hidden door that goes back into my area. That's my private area, right? So I always tell people when they're here, I'm like, hey, I'll come out, I'll try to come out every now and then, check on you, see how you're doing and stuff. But I'll tell them, I'll give them a warning. I'm on the other side of the door, and I'm like, hey guys, I'm coming out. That way, then they hear me. Then I push the door open. It's not always that people actually hear me. So like I did it the other morning. Like there was a group here, and there was a guy that just happened to be standing by that door. So I'm like, hey, I'm coming out. I'm surprised he didn't even hear me. But then like after I said I'm coming out, gave it just a second. I pushed the door open, and I hear him like, what the? And he's like turns around and scared him to death. He's like, what's going on? It was a blast.
Yeah. I think the creepiest experience I ever had, and Chris, if you're talking about Rhodes Hotel, that is in Indiana, if that's what you're talking about. Ashmore's in Illinois. They're about 2.5 hours apart. But the creepiest experience I think I've ever had in the paranormal was at Rhodes Hotel. And it was well before Lost Limbs Foundation actually ended up owning the hotel. I was sitting in that room that you're actually in right now, and we had tables stretched into the dining hall area or whatever, the ballroom, whatever, the big room that everybody knows on the first floor. Yeah. And there was probably 20 of us sitting around that table, and we were doing a seance. And the lady that was leading the seance, I was sitting at the end of the table next to her. And the easiest way to explain it is if you've been to a ballpark and they were doing the wave, that's what everybody's facial experiences look like. And as I was watching these people, they're like, whoa, what was, as it's going all the way down through. And it was slow motion, one right after the other until it came to the end of the table. And I'm like, what the heck's their problem? And then it hit my chair. I'm like, whoa, what the heck is that? The floor did basically like a curl, like it did a big wave, like it was like an ocean wave that came through on that floor. And that was amazing. I'd never experienced anything like that at all. And but it was just incredible that something like that happened. And and after Lost Limbs picked up the hotel and all, owns the hotel now. I mean, your dad's beneath that crawl space, and it's solid underneath there. It's not a problem. And the boards that night were fine. It wasn't like it was anything going on. There was no earthquake that was reported or anything. And you're far enough northern Indiana that shouldn't happen. But it was a strange one.
Yeah, it sounds weird. I haven't had any groups that have had that, but I've had a lot of people that have had so many different experiences, and I try to compare notes with those because, then because you know how it is, you might have those things that repeat often that you can kind of track down and see, like it's more things that's happening more frequently versus sometimes you have those experiences when people come in and you just don't have, you know what I mean? It's just like it's something new, and you're just like, you're kind of scratching your head and like, I haven't heard that happening here before.
Yeah, I get them like that at Ashmore all the time too. They'll come up and say, have you ever had this experience? Anybody else had it? And I don't know, because I don't hear every experience that anybody's had. But what I do like to do there is when people come up to me and tell me they've had a certain experience, and I tell them, don't tell me where it's at. Just tell me what the experience was. And if I can tell them where the room is that they might have had that experience in, I think it kind of, just tells them that, they had the right, that's where it's happened. It's what they had experience of is probably factual because others have had that same experience.
Yeah, because you just validated what they were going to tell you without having to tell you. So yeah.
Yep. And I think the biggest experience, my favorite moment out there with that type situation was with Teresa Lynch. And I won't say what it was, what happened and everything, because they're still working on it with LEP Productions. They're doing the Ashmore event that they had out there, and hopefully they'll get that out sometime. And because it's been in a couple of years, I think. So since they've been out there a year or so anyway. And because it wasn't last year, it was in 2019. So hopefully they'll get that out sometime. But Andrew's got a question on their screen. I'll let you go ahead and answer it first, then I'll follow it
up. Okay. Honestly, to be completely honest, my biggest thing here is like, I have a lot of times when people aren't here and, I turn the TV on, there's nothing on TV, and I'm just like, I'll go out in the hotel and hang out for a while. But honestly, just my senses is probably like the the best thing in my case. I mean, because I'll come out and maybe bring a recorder out. I'll just sit in the hallways or somewhere or some of the rooms and just kind of watch and listen and just pay attention to the surroundings and stuff. That's probably my biggest thing that I like to do the most here. So I guess my senses for the most part is probably my equipment for the most
And
part here.
and you notice that I didn't even laugh when you're talking about your senses. So your sister will probably applaud me for that. But
She's
um,
yeah, you're both probably thinking he's a dummy. I'll just go ahead and say it.
no, as far as myself, as far as communicating, I I've had really good luck with an actual Frank's box. I've used that before a few times and had some good luck with that. Talking, trying to, get some stuff. I don't. The problem, you get so many words that come through some of these things. I think you can read into them so often, but I think if you just take it for what it's worth and look at it, and if it is 100% fits what's going on, I think it works out well. I mean, I used my Frank's box one time. I was showing somebody how to use it, and we turned it on, and we just let it run for a few minutes there. You're supposed to let it run to kind of get itself, established in the room and everything. And I asked it, I said, if I said, if you're familiar with this box, do you know who made it? And it came through and said, Frank. I'm like, okay, that's the right answer. Is it right or not? Did it just come through like that by mistake? And I said, okay. He said, so, Frank made this box. I said, what did Frank think he was? And it came through and said Purple Princess, which is total factual, because Frank thought he was abducted by aliens and came back as a purple princess. And in fact, if you look at his Facebook page, his profile picture, and Frank's deceased now, his Facebook page was a purple princess that he had on there. And I talked to John Tenney up in Michigan. That's what's so fun to go to these places and talk to these guys. I let John Tenney and Greg and Dana Newkirk borrow a Frank's box actually in July or August of 2019, and they're going to bring it back to me last year, but they got to keep it for an extra year. And so they kept it for a while. And it was kind of interesting because John told me that he has like a bubble over his house, and he doesn't let anything come through to his house. And he said, I got no reception off that Frank's box at all. But I went out on my porch and sat on my porch, and he's like, I got some amazing answers and a lot of personal stuff that I was hoping to get. And he didn't tell me what they were, and that was fine, but it was personal to him. And I could tell he was pretty emotional when he was telling me about it. So that was kind of cool hearing that. But I would say the Frank's boxes worked pretty well. Talking to spirits, when I wanted to, try to communicate. The other thing I also like to use, and these are there's so many of them out there, and I think there's a lot of people that make them too, but the actual SLS that I have from Bill Chappell, I like it just because there's so many. It works. I mean, it's a recorder, it's a video recorder. It does the temperature, it does infrared. I mean, I like it just because it's so diversified with everything. So that's kind of one of my favorite pieces also. But I also take those little stick figures for what they're worth, and because I've had them at Rhodes. And I've had stick figures pop in at Rhodes at times, but we had stick figures actually one night in one of the rooms. That was kind of cool because the guy raised his arm like he was going to hit the stick figure in the head, and the stick figure ducked, which was kind of cool to see that happen.
Yeah,
and I told him I said, do it again. And he did it again. And it's like, he did like 3 times in a row, and it ducked 3 times in a row. Like I thought I was going to get hit. So that's kind of cool to do that.
I love hearing the stories and stuff that people, the different experiences that people have here, going back to that, where people come in and tell you things, and you can kind of compare notes on, have this happened frequently, or I don't, that's a first and you've never had it happen or anything. So, I mean, it's cool to be able to compare those notes and get some of those stories with things that that the different experiences and stuff that people have.
Oh yeah, it makes it so good. You can validate a lot of that stuff and see exactly what's going on, and everybody comes through. I mean, I had people come in and ask me the other day at Ashmore, is like, have you had this person here that you know anything about? I'm like, there was so many people that went through Ashmore there's no way I can tell between hospitals and the poor farm and everything. It's impossible to tell one particular name, unless there's a couple that we know of that we're familiar with. But just out of the blue, I have no idea. Sometimes there is some charts upstairs that have some names on it. I always tell them, check those out. Maybe the name's on there, but if it's just a George or a John or something like that, I honestly have to tell them, like, that's such a common name. It's probably just some, it could be anything. It could be a random name that it just happens to pop up.
Yeah, and that's what I tell, like, when people come in here, they get different names and they'll be like, does this sound familiar? No, I can't say that I've heard that name before. But I also tell them, hey, there's 128 years of history here that I don't know all of it. So, and there's so many people, it used to be a hotel at one time too. I mean, imagine how many people that came in and out just as in the hotel days, that those names could be relevant, and I'm just not aware of it. So,
yep, it's easy. It's, who knows unless you had the guest directory. But
yeah,
Abby mentioned something about our cleanup day at Ashmore. We got a daytime investigation this Saturday at Ashmore. There's only one ticket left, but somebody wanted to come out. We've been using those a lot of times. People want to come out and either investigate it, they just want to get some pictures and things like that. So they can come out from 11 in the morning until 6 at night. It's $30. We have 12 people only in the building, so it makes it kind of fun. Abby helps me out there as one of the tour guides and all. And she's actually kind of leading a cleanup day we have going on this Sunday from 11 and probably until about 4, maybe 5, something like that. And then we're going to let people actually investigate it when we're done. So if you want to come out and see what the place looks like and help us kind of clean some floors, we're just going to basically do some general sweeping and wash some windows at 11 o'clock. And then we're going to let people investigate that are out there if they want to afterwards for a while. I'm just kind of looking at my cheat sheet here. We've got the October 23rd. We have one ticket left for a Saturday night investigation. It's actually our last Saturday night investigation we have available this year. And then we've got some tickets available for October 30th and a daytime investigation. October 3rd, we are going to have our open house. We didn't have one last year. We usually try to do 2 a year, but last year we didn't have one at all because of COVID. And so we're doing it from 1 to 4. We have a lot of friends to help us from Paranormal Free Agents. They're too close to the same name. Paranormal Free Agents. They come out and help us, and then we'll have some of the tour guides there. But we'll let people come to the building, take some pictures, give them a little historical part of the tour, and we'll just basically, we're not charging for it. The only thing we do is we just ask for donations to the Ashmore Food Pantry. And so we'll take some stuff like that. So that just makes it a little bit more fun to do something like that and help the underprivileged people there. One thing we do each year, and I shouldn't say we, but I mean, Ashley Burgoon has been doing it. And then Ron with Paranormal Free Agents has been doing it with their team for quite a while. We do Kids Day. We do 2 of them a year. Beginning of May and beginning of October, we have a Kids Day, and we donate 100% of that money goes right straight to Lost Limbs Foundation. And so that's been great. We've been doing that, and it's sold out. They usually always sell out. I had somebody today send me a note. It's like I set up a notice to remind myself to buy tickets. She's like, but I saw it sold out. I'm like, yep, it's sold out. I said, it's gonna, they sell out every year. I said, you got to get tickets early. I said, I usually put our events that we're going to have up each year about November. And and so get the tickets in. When you tell people these things are going to sell out, they're like, yeah, just trying to promote it. But no, they are going to sell out. And it's October 3rd. It's been sold out for probably close to a month now.
Wow.
So thanks, Cheryl. We appreciate that.
Yes, thank you. Yeah.
And Karen had a kind of a question here. Mike, I'll let you handle that one with her.
Thought about having a live investigation telethon. Yeah, I mean, that would be cool. That would be pretty cool to do. I'm always open for different ideas and new ideas, with doing events and stuff to raise money. So yeah, I mean, I think that'd be something cool to do. We can sit down and try to plan something out. I think, yeah, that could be something we could really, who knows? I mean, if we do a live investigation telethon type thing like that, maybe we could even get like a special guest or two to come out and do something and maybe find some auction items and do something with it. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, maybe during the winter it might be a good time to do something like
Yeah,
that because people aren't doing a whole lot during the winter months. Maybe they kind of hang out and watch what's going on and pay attention to that, and it might be a fun time to do it.
yeah, definitely. I think it'd be a cool idea. I think it'd be something pretty neat and different to do. Um, I can't say that I've done anything really like that. So now that we have roads, I think that'd be something great to work on and pull off. And maybe who knows? I mean, we can that's something we could jump on here and broadcast and do some stuff like throughout the day, and then do like the live investigation at night. So I mean, we could do something with the show like we're doing now, like here during the day.
So yep, and I'll have to kind of check out down through the comments there and see if if uh, if they knew about the Waverly questions that we asked and everything. So we'll see what's going on with that. And yeah, Cheryl said something about that. Yep, they have openings in October.
Okay,
Um,
cool. Yeah, I thought I saw
and
that earlier today on a post.
yep, and yep, Abby, you're right. Thank you talking about the Kids Day. Let's see here. It seems like things have gone downhill, and yes, a bunch of old school tour guides are gone, and no haunted house this year. Yeah, I think Charles, anytime that you change a location and that's gonna change. I mean, hopefully it'll go for the better. But what scares me if they don't have people that are familiar with the paranormal. I mean, that's what that place is all about right now. It's like that's where their funding is coming from, is from paranormal investigations. So it'll be interesting to see what happens at the end of this year.
And the haunted house thing could be because of like the other variant of COVID, maybe because they draw so many people and there's such a long line and everything. So that may be some of the reasoning for not doing the haunted house, maybe.
Well, that, and I know from my own personal experience. I mean, we did a small haunted house here, about 2,500 square feet, and we started working on that November 1st for the following year. So if they're
Uh,
just taking everything over this year, they didn't have the time frame to probably get it all put together and everything. And there's always that animosity among the people that are helping you out, the volunteers, especially when, like, with Charlie and Tina gone, people probably, some may liked working with them, some didn't, but I don't know. But yeah, when they change hands like that, that's going to change. That's going to cause some issues anyway. And yeah, I think John's talking about the if it's feasibly better 7,000 a night. My feeling on that would be they sell it out every night of the week.
yeah, I
If
don't
you're
see
selling
the
it out, yeah,
yeah
if you're selling out $1,000 a night, I don't see them changing that pricing.
yeah. I'd almost bet it's not going to change.
I would be more concerned with it going up than coming, thinking it might come down. And
True. Yeah, I definitely don't think it's going to lower at all. I mean, because I think I mean, it's been that I was there, what, like 2000, I don't know, 6 to 2000, or maybe like 2007, 2008. So I don't know. The time that I was there was like that, somewhere in that time frame. And I was there for, I don't know, like 3 seasons, I think that it was there. And that's what it was back then.
so, yep. And yeah, that's what Don just said. It was the first floor of the haunted house, and I agree. I kind of forgot about that because that's where they had all the props when we went out and investigated.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, I did the 1 year I went through it, and yeah, it was just the first floor back then too. I know that they would do like pull people out, and they would do like these tours and stuff, like mini tours throughout the building while people were waiting through the line. But yeah,
And yeah, and Ron's right. The kids' day is fun. It's a blast listening to these kids go through the building and having a good time. And I mean, I've been out there a little bit. I just kind of like, we unlock the door and let Ashley and Ron and their group run the thing, but the kids have a blast. I mean, and when we first started doing this, I caught a little flack about people like, well, you shouldn't be subjecting the kids to the paranormal, and kids are subjected to the paranormal every day of the week. And I mean, there's so many times that I've had parents say, my son or my daughter sees something or hears something, and what do you think it is? Or they're seeing this imaginary friend, And we basically, when we do the kids day, we help the parents as well as we help the kids. And I think that just showing them the right way, showing them not to trespass and not to break into properties, and talking about that there's a right way to do it, and that's what we do. So I think Ron and Ashley, those guys do a great job with the kids like that.
Just to throw it out there, we appreciate all these questions and stuff, guys. That's yeah, I love it. Oh wait, let's see. All floors open, only taking small groups at a time. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think the last time I was there was like you were there, I think, wasn't it? It's been probably 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah. In fact, we were out there with Ron Turner and some people from his group. And and the floors were, I think the floors were all open. We were talking about the haunted house. I think they had that open just on the first floor.
Yeah, the haunted house was on the first floor. Yeah.
And oh, we have to talk about this one.
What's that?
Yeah, this one that came up here. When you guys book that, let me know which hotel so I can find one in like across the river in Canada. So.
Take the passport. It's easy to go like up to that bridge to go to Canada, because when Crystal and I was going up there, we were tired. On this year we were going, and I missed the exit, and I kept going. I was like, wait, we got to get off right here, otherwise we're gonna wind up in Canada.
Yep, that wouldn't be good. And that's great. Yeah, it's great if they got all the windows now. And yeah, that's super. Yeah, I knew they had windows when I was out there. There was no windows. I've been out there 4 years, and they didn't have windows on some of the floors then, but they do have, looks like they have some now.
Yeah, the first floor was so dark.
Good deal. We'll have to check out her information. And hey, Ashley, we were just talking about you. It was good too. Can you believe that? I really agree with that too.
Yeah, the public investigations are a lot harder because, I mean, like I don't know how they do it now, but when I was there, there would be 2 tour guides. One would take the body shoot first, second floor, and then the other one would take the third, fourth, and fifth. And then halfway through the night, they rotate you. And yeah, you're pretty much kind of on a floor for a certain amount of time, and then they rotate you around. Versus like when I was there and had a private group, I'd show you around and be like, all right, have fun. It's like you got the whole building.
Yep. See you later. Bye. So
and
let them go off and do their thing. John, you're charged for groups they were charging $1,000 minimum and $100 per person. So I think that's the same price, but that's what they have been charging. Yeah, it was $1,000. Yep, and $100 per person. So 10 people get in for $1,000. And I think the best thing to do is like check I think it's the Real Waverly Hills.
The Real Waverly Hills.com. Yep.
And and check it out there and see. And it's going to cost you. It's $1,000 minimum. So that's why if you can take 10 people, at least it's $100 a pop.
Yeah.
But when you take 6, and we do the same thing at Ashmore. I've got a minimum. We charge $500 for 1 to 12 people, and at Rhodes, I'm not going to
same way. Yeah,
I get it mixed up. Yeah, it's the same thing. It's like if it's 1 person or 8 people, I always tell people it costs me the same to open the door for 1 person as it does for 12. The only thing I might save is toilet paper and water. So that's about it. And so but they do a nice job down there. As far as I don't know.
It's been so long since I've been down there.
I from talking to him on the phone, I kind of question. It'll be an interesting year, I think, for the paranormal teams coming in there. So no Bigfoot in southern Indiana, just a bear.
No Bigfoot. Okay.
Jay Lynch, you better watch out. The bear might be chasing after Bodine. So he's smart hiding from humans. We're gonna have to talk to somebody sometime about Bigfoot because I always kind of just chuckle with Bigfoot. It's like, it's nobody's ever seen one of any great magnitude, or it's like always got some strange things going on. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see if somebody can come up with some real things about Bigfoot.
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
Oh, Rosa's coming up to see you in November.
Oh, November. Okay, cool. I think there's one weekend. I think there's the one weekend, and we'll be gone for Grand Rapids Comic Con. I think. Um,
Yeah, it
let's.
doesn't happen very often, Crystal. So you got to cherish the moment. You got to cherish the moment when it happens. And so, in Terry Mosby scares you? That's a shame. So, and I'm just trying to kind of go through some of these questions because we're kind of running out of time on things.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
So, and a couple of things that we wanted to, we're going to have, we have guests on, try to have guests on after this week, especially. We just want to kind of come in and kind of get our feet wet, so to speak, out here.
Yeah.
And if it keeps storming, Mike might really get his feet wet. But if there's things that you guys would like to hear or talk, and I don't have a problem. In fact, I talked to somebody recently that we're going to do some stuff with maybe a psychic medium to come in, because I'm one of those that is really, really skeptical of a lot of mediums and things that they do. So that was one topic. And I talked to him and told him, I said, hey, I'd love to have you on the show, but I'm going to probably put you on the spot about some stuff. And she's like, no problem. I'd enjoy doing it because we just enjoy talking about stuff like that. So yeah, kind of looking forward to doing stuff like that too. Some things a little bit different. And, it was what we want to do.
Yeah, and we're going to be all over the place. I mean, if it's anything that's odd, weird, strange, whatever, we're going to talk about anything and everything. It's going to be Bigfoot. It's going to be aliens. It's going to be ghosts. I mean, all this stuff we're going to talk about, probably people that own locations, people from the different shows. And just like, we're going to literally cover every little bit that we can. So it's hopefully it'll, you guys will enjoy it. And if you have suggestions, like Robbin said, let us know.
Yep. And Chris, I did check, actually when that happened to me there at Rhodes, I did check to see if there was any reported earthquakes, because I did have that happen one time in Illinois. I told two girls that they came in, they were so excited. This has probably been 15 years ago. These two girls said, we watch Ghost Adventures all the time. And right then I started rolling my eyes. And they said, well, he said that we can't wait for this stuff to happen and see what goes on out here at all. And I said, I said, it's nothing like it is on TV. Don't get excited about that. If something happens tonight, great, but don't expect it. And they were sitting upstairs and they came downstairs like, yeah, that's it. We're gone. I'm like, what? It's like the floor started shaking upstairs. And I checked, and there was an earthquake they went through right that time. We were in an old frame house, and I didn't feel it on the first floor at all, but they felt it on the second floor. And so, yeah, it was an earthquake. So that it came through in Illinois at that date. So that was interesting for sure. Something like that popped up.
Something I want, like, while I'm thinking about this, to add in there, any of you guys that are tuning in and watching this, or if you watch it later, please go to the page for the show and follow the page if you would, and help us get it out there a little bit more, and feel free to share it and stuff. And because now we're every week, so every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern time, we're going to be on here. So if everyone can follow that page, that would be great.
There you go, Mike. I'll let you take that one.
Oh, some of the claims here at the hotel. A lot of voices. Most of the time, it's like, I know in my case that it's muffled. There's times that it almost sounds like conversations going on, but you can't tell what's being said. Footsteps, doors open and closing, lights going off and on. Shadows. A lot of time people see shadows and stuff here. That's probably the main things that we get here.
And yeah, and on the Art, if you were on when I was talking earlier about the my experience that I had there at Rhodes, which was amazing. So if not, you may have to kind of scroll back through a few minutes there and check it out and see. But yeah, that was pretty crazy.
Yeah. Okay. So you got, like Cheryl just said something about they had voices and stuff here that people that weren't here. Yeah, I've had that. I mean, like even back in the back, especially like in the spring and fall, I don't have like the air conditioning or like, the loud heater or anything like that going on back in my area. And I hear things in the hotel, and I've had times I even hear footsteps and stuff upstairs. I'll pull cameras up to see. I'm like, somebody get in somehow, get around the cameras. I'll be pulling up cameras and all this stuff to see, and there's nothing there.
And yep, yeah, I've seen some of that on there, Jay. So I'm gonna kind of check some of that out and watch it a little bit closer and find what all it can do. It seems like it does a nice job with it.
Yeah, that's cool. Your group had the same thing happen? Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
with the people
Yeah.
talking. So
Yeah, I think I remember you saying something about that when you were here. Yeah, we get that a lot. I think even Gina and Steven, I think that the people that help, when I'm gone, I think there was even the one time that they were walking around, like, they do like nightly walks or whatever, sometimes. And I think they were even asking me one time if I had anybody in the hotel. And I'm like, no. They're like, you're gone, right? Yeah. And they were hearing talking going on inside the hotel.
and yeah, Joe seems to pay attention to that boiler room. And I think that we feel pretty comfortable that's probably who it is. And people are still having experiences down there. They had a couple like that this weekend. Abby, you have to bring that portal out sometime so we can see it in action. This seems like it's probably a story that we need to hear sometime. Something about
What's
tater
that?
tots. So darn those tater tots. I have no idea what that is, but
Maybe it's a
yeah,
Grant thing where Grant was here before. Maybe
probably
that's it.
so.
Grant
So
loves
yeah,
tater tots.
yep, he does. So yep.
Yeah, could
And
be
so
that.
Michelle, yeah, I think everybody's
Hey,
on here for all of
I know.
the tour
Yeah,
guide people from Ashmore on there
yeah.
tonight.
All
They
right.
must think
Oh.
Christmas is coming or something. They want bonuses.
I'm glad everybody's tuning in and like asking questions. I mean, I love it. I mean, I think to us having that input on what people want to see, like what they want to want us to talk about and what to cover and everything, I think is great. It's going to just help us make the improvements and stuff.
So that's cool that you guys had some SLS activity outside of that room. Yeah, that's especially if they're responding to the music you played for them.
Yeah.
They're out there shaking their booties or something. Our little stick figure friends. So and let's see. Oh, she had a child.
Childcare around the corner. Huh. 2 weeks ago. Oh, so okay, recent. Okay. Huh. That's interesting. That's cool.
See, if it sounds like that we don't know about this stuff, it's because we usually don't. Because people investigate,
Yeah.
you never hear back from them too much.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I do get stories here. I'm sure you get stories there at Ashmore and stuff too, but no, we don't always hear a lot of them because sometimes people, oh, well, we'll get you we'll let you know if we caught anything evidence wise, and then you don't hear back from them or something. So yeah, sometimes this is new information for us. We're like, oh, really?
Yep, and that first floor nurse, I'm not, I have no idea. I had some friends of mine that are mediums sometime out to have them wander back and around sometime.
All kinds of flashlight interactions in the preacher's room. Okay, yeah, a lot of people get a lot of activity in the preacher's room. Yeah, it seems like it's been a lot more active recently. A lot of the groups that's been coming in here lately that when I've been here have had a lot of experiences in that room.
This was a funny night with Jay and Rick Rose, who unfortunately has passed away as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jay got touched in Ashmore on his head, and kind of got up and walked out the room, and it was you could tell he was a little nervous when he walked out there. So he lived in a haunted location for a few years and never had that type of experience, but down there he was like, oops, something just touched my head, and I won't talk about the adjectives that he threw in there with it. So it was an interesting night. And yep, yeah, we're gonna we'll have lunch out at Ashmore on Sunday when we're doing a cleanup day out there. Yeah, we like to keep the smaller groups. If you're doing solo Chris, then that's great. And but if we're doing a Publix, we still keep it at 12. I've had people call me and say, "There's only one ticket available. Will you put another one up?" No. I advertise we're only selling 12. That's all we're going to do. And so it's not about the money to me. It's about making sure people have the best experience possible. So we try to keep our groups as small as we can.
Yep.
And so, yep, that open house. I have a phone going off. Where's it at here? There it is. We'll just stop that. So, yep, it's telling me it's 9:00. So we're getting, we got to wrap this pretty soon here.
All right.
Yep, looking forward to that open house as well, Ron. And Kids Day. Yep, you know it. And Karen will be out there for Kids Day. She'll be out there with helping them out.
Cool.
As well as Ashley. She'll be out there.
Yeah.
They said she's kind of one that her and Terry actually kind of put that whole thing together. What happens to Kids Day? They actually do a little bit of a 101 type thing with the kids, and then they take them on investigation. This is all during the day. The lights are always on, and there's a lot of times that there's an area or two that are kind of dark that we have lights on, and then they'll maybe go back and say, okay, we're going to turn the lights off in this area if you want to experience what it's like to do it in the night, with the lights off. So they do that. And then they have snacks out there for the kids, and it goes from I'll get shot if this is wrong, but I think it's like 12 to 5 or something like that. So it's a full day. And by the end of the day, I think they're ready to pull their hair out. And oops, let me I got something else popped up here on my screen. But yeah, they're about ready to pull their hair out by the end of the day. And they'll have equipment out there as well. So like Ashley said here, kind of gives you an idea of what they're doing. But but yeah, the kids all have a good time, and I think the adults have a good time. It just gets busy. And
yep,
I think you found somebody who wants to ramrod your telethon. So there you go.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, we'll have to talk then, because I'm up for the idea. I think it could be cool. We could get a guest or so in, and then Robbin, you can come over and we can do some live broadcasts and stuff like we're doing now, like with the show, and just have all kinds of different things going on. I think, and do the live investigation, auctions, and yeah, it'd be awesome.
Yep, and yeah, it'd be a lot of fun, and yep, Sharon seems to think so as well.
Yeah,
so that'll be kind of a good time.
Yeah.
Oh, it sounds like it's not doing too well in Kentucky right now, weather-wise. Yeah, Abby puts together a 2-mile trail that they do for haunted, like a haunted trail ride or something they've got going on.
That's cool. Yeah.
Oh, I guess that must have been in Waverly then. Some people do strange things in strange places, I suppose. So you never know what's going to happen. Yep, I can see that. That makes sense too, Cheryl. Shutting down the haunted house at Waverly because of COVID.
Yeah. I'm sure that's played some kind of a part in it, I'd imagine.
And
the aliens are calling.
So yeah. My pager's going off on the other side of the desk there, but Jay's never been to Waverly. Waverly's fun. You need to get out there at least one time anyway.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
And so yep, there you go. You can take the Emerys with you. They want to go down there as well. Yeah, just like she said, do it private. You got to do it private.
Yeah.
And yep, those kids doing the paranormal investigation.
Very true.
They're ones that are going to be taking over for for Ron and everybody in the future.
Do another event at the jail. Yeah, I'm sure we could set something up. Yeah, it was a fun weekend. That was all kinds of fun. It's really neat. We did like a murder mystery type thing, and then we investigated. That was a lot of fun. I had a good time with it. So yeah, maybe we can set something up. I can talk to him again, and we can do something somewhere in the near future to do something with it again.
Erin's behind jails. I guess she's behind bars now, but Erin spent about 3. You guys were out there for 3 or 4 days at Ashmore, and had some interesting experiences for some nights. It seemed like it was a little bit slower for them, and they had a small group, but yeah, they had some some things going on out there.
Yeah.
I think I got one or two bats that fly around Ashmore as well, but I'm sure that there's still a few bats running around Waverly Hills. And they got carpet and everything, flooring. Oh, that's great if they have it out there now.
Yeah.
Oh, lots of bats. Hopefully that was at
Wow.
Waverly and not at Ashmore, because we haven't had any reports of any bats lately. If you had bats, you must have brought them with you. So yeah, it's like I don't want to be nice all the time. It's hard. I've been nice to on a couple of calls today. I was nice to Crystal. I'm just my whole night's I'm gonna be having nightmares tonight being too nice.
Yeah.
So that's gonna stop as of tonight. When I sign off this thing tonight, it's all hell's gonna break loose, because you can't be nice any more than that. So
Got you on a good day.
I haven't taken my medication. That's the problem.
That's the excuse. Yeah, it's the medication, isn't? Yeah.
Oh, if there was bats in the body chute, that's kind of tough, because that's not very big. So you're not ducking many bats in that area. They had a baby bat. It sounds like the Cubs. Cubs have some baby bats, although they're actually playing pretty well right now. So Crystal's not always getting picked on. She deserves everything she gets. Check the calendar, Carissa. Mike's drinking his water, but check the calendar the last week of October. And because Mike doesn't honestly know, Crystal does that, so she would probably know. Maybe Crystal can pop on and check the calendar real fast and let us know.
I'm almost positive the only thing in the last week of October that you're probably going to get is during the week. I'm pretty sure the whole weekend, I think, is booked up. Crystal can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure most of the weekend is booked up.
And don't worry, she will if you're wrong.
Oh yeah, always.
And let's see. Oh, demos. Yeah, we can do that. In fact, actually, I got a demo guy that'll come on and show some stuff. We've got Sean Porter that's going to be coming on from Ghost Stop. So he'll be on here a little later in the year, and we'll definitely have him do it, because he builds it. So who better have him demo than the guy that builds the stuff? So
Amy, we could try to get Amy on here. That'd be good.
And so,
earthquake insurance.
Let's see here in the same quick line. Yeah, you don't want to be on the New Madrid Fault. That's what we're on around here. Classes do. It's tough, and I think Cindy's done a good job. In fact, I've talked to somebody that's going to probably come on for us that's actually worked with Cindy and taken classes from Cindy.
Yeah, she was up in Michigan. Yeah,
Katrina's great. Katrina's great. She actually just sent me an email while we were all on here talking tonight. So about doing an event. So So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, she's a blast.
I'm not sure what she was yepping, but we'll just go with it.
We'll agree.
So Laura's going to be. I'm not sure where she's going to be at one of the places at the end of the month anyway.
Yeah.
And our voices. Yep.
Oh yeah,
Patsy. But Patsy, just like Crystal said, I was getting ready to say this. Crystal, you and I both agree. So, no, not in my head. I'm thinking about it in your mom's head. So they're picking on me. This is what happens. I get picked on all the time, and nobody wants to. They don't feel sorry for me. They always feel sorry for Crystal and her mom and Mike. Because he thinks I like chopping his leg off or something. And Laura, where was that at? Which location? And it's on. The link for the show. You can go to the Ashmore Estates page. You can go to the Paranormal. It's a long one. I forget the name of the show. It's
Paranormal Chat on Lost Limbs Foundation Radio.
That one.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. So if you find that Facebook page, please follow it, because we'll be posting a lot more stuff there. Everything that's going on, we'll definitely be posting a lot of stuff there. But as well as follow Ashmore and Rhodes and
Rhodes.
all that stuff too. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I'm not sure which location, but we got lots. I'm just gonna kind of zip through these and look if there's any other questions before we kind of get out of here.
Yeah.
Had your hood,
Yeah, I know we
had your
kind
hood.
of went a little over, didn't we? Yeah.
Gina was probably that was probably getting her hood yanked there at Rhodes.
Yeah.
Yep, Sunday's gonna be a good time. We're gonna do some cleaning. So Gina's in there. We'll have to have
Oh,
Gina
yeah.
on some night and talk about experiences she's had there
Yeah.
at Rhodes. She wants
Yeah.
to hear time.
Yeah, that sounds
You
good.
could make that, bring it over, and you can sit there in with Mike one night and do
We'll
the
just sit
show
here
with him
during the
there.
show and be like, "Hey guys, how's it
Hey
going?"
Tony, yeah,
And
eating
start eating.
yep, and eating the tater
Thanks,
tot
Ron.
casserole. Yep, thank
Yeah.
you. Um, yep, we'll be at Kristen's going to be at Ashmore next Saturday, and
Cool.
now she asked me to come out there and investigate with her and her daughter, so I assume that you still want me to do that because I actually turned down a speaking engagement, that weekend because I told them like, nope, I got a commitment I got to do. So, yeah, it's like, yeah, Grant likes some of this food stuff, and he's actually a good chef too. He likes making stuff all the time. And
Crystal said that October 24th to the 29th is open at Rhodes. Remember the question we got earlier?
Yep. Yeah. I probably don't want to repeat the conversation necessarily. Dummies and dolls. Well, I know a lot of dummies and I know a few dolls. So, and I do have a lot of both. So, yeah, that might be kind of fun to do sometime too. Get somebody that's a doll expert.
Yeah. Yeah.
Patsy's having nightmares again. And, yeah, it's usually a long one.
Oh, wow.
I think I remember that, Donnie. I think Ashley was there that night. And, but yeah, she kind of passed out. And, but yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm glad she's fine. But,
Yeah.
sometimes these locations, when you go into them, if you start feeling weird, you just need to get out. I've seen it happen to people, and I've sat there. I've been an EMT for a long time, and I've seen it happen. I've talked people down out of situations where they did have some issues. So, yeah, you just need to get out of the location, kind of catch your breath, and go out around and maybe just sit outside for a while or someplace where you can kind of get grounded and get your head back into the game, so to speak. Thank you,
Thanks.
Abby.
I'm not boss man, but thanks.
So, hey, Philip, how are you, sir?
Hey, what's going on?
In fact, I got a little video I'm gonna pop on here that Philip was involved in here before too much longer.
Yeah, yeah. Our little ending to the show. Yeah.
Yeah, and yep, we're actually taking bookings on both, Art. So just jump on the calendar because I know I haven't looked at Rose calendar, but Ashmore's starting to fill up. We're starting to fill in some things. So
I think we're booking into next year already, I believe. I think Crystal said that she's already started booking some stuff, I believe.
Patsy just wants us on here
Thanks.
so she can make fun of me. Oh yeah. Just check the Ashmore website at ashmorestates.net. Scrolling across the screen, we've got all kinds of public and private. We can do there, so that's not a problem. And who makes out in a body shoot? We're just going to leave that one alone right there. Just kind of pause on by. So I'm not going to touch that one. Somebody's cat's yelling. Gina have to come out to Ashmore sometime. You have to bring her down here someday.
Yeah. It's like 2.5 hours from here.
Yep. Yeah, we knew that we were still doing public stuff, so that's cool.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah.
Scottsburg. In fact, that's it.
Oh, hey, what's up? Yeah.
Investigation
I know Greg.
up there.
Yeah, I know Greg. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in.
Yep. You have to get down there sometime, Tiffany. And just kind of Waverly has bats. Yeah, I've seen one or two there at least. Somebody else agreeing that Waverly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And oh please, Ron. God, I should have skipped. I was going through the list here. I would have skipped that one had I seen that. That red head of hers is going to swell now. Oh, they're on the floor in the body shoot too, huh? Interesting. Dang, there's keep popping in. Okay, we're gonna have to bail here.
Yeah, we're just going to have
Uh,
to bail out, I think.
private investigation at either location is one. Just one person. It doesn't. You can have as many as you want. Either at Ashmore, we charge more for if there's over 12. And I think Rhodes we've got limited at 10.
At 10, yeah. Anything
Yeah,
over
10.
10 was charged
Yeah,
more.
there's
Yeah.
an additional charge. So, yep. But yeah, so you just need one. It's the same cost for one as it is for 12 or 10, depending on the location. And
Yep.
like Crystal said, the 30th and 31st are booked. Other than that,
Yep.
last week of October is good.
Yep. 24th to the 29th, I think is what she said. Yeah, is open. So, yeah.
Wabash fault line for the earthquakes too. I'm closer to New Madrid fault, so I'm familiar with that one. And you're doing Waverly, 10 to 12 for Waverly. And she said the week is open 24th to 29th.
Yep.
Oops. And see, Tiffany's talking about. Okay. Yep. Yeah. So yeah, up to 12 people. And then it's additional charge over the wall. And we've got that on our website too, so you can check that out.
Yep.
No problem. Oh, yep. I don't like bats flying around my head.
Yeah, neither.
Yeah, if you're in a group of 4, that's pretty. I mean, that's like one person per floor. So because there's five different floors there.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks, Terry, for throwing that in there.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yes, everybody go follow that page. We'd appreciate it.
Yep.
As well as the Ashmore page and the Rhodes page.
Yep, there are so many of these coming through there so quick that So, she
Thanks.
said you can come out now too.
Thanks. What was that's next Saturday? You said wasn't it?
Yeah, a week. Yep, she's actually going to be out there from like 11 in the morning or something like that, 10 or 11 in the morning until like the next morning.
Yeah, I was thinking next Saturday because like it was mentioned before, and I know I didn't have anything going on, so I think it's the same. I don't think there's anything going on, so it's definitely possible.
Maybe we can talk Crystal into coming over too, so I could just really make fun of her over there in person.
yeah, pick on her in person.
Okay, yeah, get with actually if you're looking at booking stuff.
Oh yeah, Crystal.
Yeah, Crystal. Yep, just contact Crystal. She does it all, and we got to get some work out of her. She's getting. I just added a 0 to her salary in Michigan, so yeah, she's getting paid much more now. So.
Yeah, they're broken up because like we're going through the messages and stuff. It's harder to like put them up on the screen. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's all catching up.
It's like both are Mason. You must be talking about Crystal and Mike then. Thaddeus or whoever it is. So, Rob. So, well, we are going to get out of here.
Yeah.
And we appreciate everybody that jumped in here tonight.
Yes.
Honestly, is a lot bigger crowd than we figured we'd be talking to each other. Maybe Crystal would pop in and say something just to let us know that it's working. So but yeah, it's
again,
great having
guys,
everybody jump in.
Yeah, again, thanks, guys. We love it. I mean, having the comments and stuff come in, and we can interact and all that stuff, and it's going to be really fun because when we have guests and stuff on, which by the way, Chad Lindbergh will be on with us. excuse me, next week. So make sure you tune in. We will have a lot to talk about with Chad. So and then a lot of other guests that's going to be coming up as well. So I mean, it's going to be a good time. And if you have input, let us know. Go and follow the page. And send us messages and stuff on there, or something, and just give us, hey, we'd like to see this and talk about that or whatever, and we can go from there.
And yep, I'm going to show you there's a quick little video. It kind of shows you the Kids Day at Ashmore. What we.
Thanks for helping amputee children. Lost Foundation.
All right. So yep, that was kids that were out there couple years ago. So I think there's a couple last comments here. I really appreciate you guys jumping on here. So just gonna
thank you guys.
Yep. We're going to kind of leave you with this, and we will be back here next Tuesday night. So
Yep, 9:00 Eastern.
It's a lot easier now because we were doing this every other Tuesday. We're like, is it this Tuesday or is it next Tuesday? Which one is it?
Yeah. Now it's just like, see you Tuesday, guys.
So, but nope, and it's great doing this with Mike. Mike does a lot to help, like I said, with the amputee children. And that's one reason why I've got involved with this. But, this video just talks a little bit about that, and going to kind of close the show out tonight with that. And we'll see you all next Tuesday.
Yep. See you next Tuesday, guys. Thanks again. My name is Mike, and I'm the founder of the Lost Limbs Foundation. The Lost Limbs Foundation is a 501c3 nonprofit organization that provides assistance to amputee children in need of prosthetics. I started the charity after my own struggles after my leg being amputated just above the knee. Prosthetics cost thousands of dollars, and the average lifespan is 5 to 7 years on a prosthetic. Kids are constantly growing, so they'll go through multiple prosthetics throughout their life. This is the prosthetic leg that I use, and the cost was about $70,000. The Rhodes Hotel is in Atlanta, Indiana, and is owned and operated by the Lost Limbs Foundation. We are currently doing photo shoots, ghost hunts, and special events to help raise money for the charity. For more information, you can go to lostlimbsfoundation.org. With your help, we can help these kids one step at a time.